Seguimos con De Película directito aquí desde los estudios de Warner Brothers en Burbank, California. Y detrás de mí tengo todo el vestuario de los personajes de Krypton. Y por supuesto que nosotros somos el único show que puede tener a estos actores que interpretaron esos roles.
Goodbye, my son. I hope some dreams travel with you.
He'll be an outcast. I'll kill him.
How? He'll be a god to them.
So we're talking about once the movie starts, it's sort of it's the train that doesn't stop, and you have a really, really sort of intense verse scene. Was that challenging to do? Because it's sort of it's high emotion and
it's
very
high emotion and condensed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a few days staying kind of in that emotion. It's funny how you end up seeing that in the movie and it ends up so short, but you actually spent a week with that same emotion, and it's so hard and tough on you. And you go out to smoke a cigarette. I bombed a bunch from Russell Crowe, but I enjoyed it tremendously, and I think it's because of Zach.
Do you think she actually makes a choice? Because I think it's interesting. I think it's the way it plays. It's a little bit ambivalent. Like, I don't think she was ever truly convinced to do it unless it was in that sort of, back against the wall sort of situation. I wanted your take on what she of her choice.
It's funny that you say that, because I felt she went all the way with preparation, because she's in the pictures and the planning of what's going to happen in case they're not succeeding. And then once the moment comes, she suddenly has a change of heart. And I think it's very normal and human for a Kryptonian to change her mind that way. I kept thinking about women in war, actually, when they have to release their kids and send them away. And kind of fits the idea of the story when it was released more towards the beginning of the century, where there's big wars and women maybe had to send their kids away to make sure that they survive. So that was coming to my head as I was on the day. I didn't think about it ahead of time, but on the day I kept thinking, oh, that's how it feels like. That must be it.
The other thing, besides taking cigarettes from him, how was it sort of collaborating with Russell? Because you guys sort of have to allude to this history and mythology of Krypton in very intense time. So how was it doing things with him?
It was lovely, because he's a tremendous actor, and so from the minute you step in, he comes in with the pages. He's very clear in his head what he wants to do. If he has questions, he asks. Very what you would imagine an actor, not a superstar.
Okay.
That's for me the big difference. He really knows what he's doing, and when he's in, it's in. So it's very smooth, and it's like a tennis playing. You give a hit and you get one back really well, and you serve it better and even better. And so that was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
A good death is its own reward.
I wanted your take, because out of Henry and most of the people that are in the cast have characters that are really, really well known within the Superman mythology. But yours, even though there might be something similar, she's completely new to the movie version. So I wonder if you felt more freedom and not the pressure of all the Superman fans and what they might be expecting.
Yeah, I actually did. Okay. To be actually very free and to have no associations with any other characters or interpretations, and I actually sat down with Jack in the beginning, and when I got the part, I said I would like to just go and start from scratch and not even look at the comics or other movies, and he agreed, and he said let's just do it and make something and do something new with her.
So I know that the way that she behaves in the movie, she's a warrior, she's trained. But she still kind of gets a kick out of being all-powerful and being able to sort of, squish somebody if she has to. I wonder if you agree with that sort of take on character, because I find her kind of scary, even though...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. I mean, really, she is, of course, she is General Zod's right-hand side, and I mean, she's there to serve and protect him, and she is also there to, she's very driven, ready to take care of Krypton, but I wanted her to be just a fierce, really, like a warrior, and she is an engineered being, so she's a one-track mind, and I hope that this reads,
Yeah,
through my eyes, so that's good.
My name is General Zod. I have journeyed across an ocean of stars to reach you. Your world has sheltered one of my citizens. He will look like you, but he is not one of you. To those of you who know of his location, the fate of your planet rests in your hands. To Kal-El, I say this. Surrender within 24 hours, or watch this world suffer the consequences.
So the first thing I wanted to ask you, because the movie starts with a sequence between you and Russell Crowe, how much fun or difficult was it to sort of pack in a whole history of politics and a personal relationship with those very few scenes, because it sort of hinges on what starts off the movie?
That's a really good question. I mean, fortunately, before we started shooting, Russell and I got to spend a lot of time together doing training, learning the fight choreography and stuff like that. And we'd had a couple of dinners and gotten to know each other, so that helped. Yeah, it really jumps right into the middle of the situation. I don't know, I just looked at it in terms of, not to be an alarmist or anything, but like there's similar things happening here on Earth, so we're kind of in the middle of it's not like the world's going to end today, but we're definitely struggling with these issues in terms of the resources and things like that. So I just drew from real life.
The other thing is he's very, as an antagonist, he's very hard to pin down. In the sense of, it says I'm going to get him, well, but when he shows up, he seems to, it's very slippery. I wonder if you enjoyed that sort of aspect of it.
Oh yeah, I think ultimately Zod's a very tragic character, and I think he has a lot of feelings other than just, rage and fury, and I think there's a lot of, desperation. What he went through was a very traumatic experience. I mean, can you imagine if you looked out the window and saw Earth blow up, and you were floating in space? It's like, that's what happened to him. So you're gonna have some issues.
You also mentioned in the production that you see him sort of as a warrior who sort of, he did this thing, and then he sort of the need to keep on fighting stayed within him as well.
Yeah, he can't give up. I mean, he doesn't really have an option. What else would he do? I mean, he's still alive, and as long as he's alive, he has to do his job.
My mother!
What have you done to me?
My parents taught me to hone my senses on. Focus on just what I wanted to see. Without your helmet, you're getting everything. And it hurts. Doesn't it?
So I wanted to ask you, even though that it's very intense and very complex, you do get some sort of really great cinematic moments. Was it fun, you know, that sort of, particularly the climactic fight, to put on that sort of uniform and do the things that you get to do with as a character?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of fun moments. The moment where I figure out that I have the vision too. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of it of the sensory stuff, like when I lose my mask in Smallville. I like that, like physical stuff. You know, it's fun to do. Yeah.
How would you describe the relationship to the Superman mythology? How did it influence in taking the movie, or was it just because this particular project was you were engaged by this in particular?
I mean, I love the original film franchise, you know, with the Donner pictures a lot. But I think the real compelling reason for me to work on this was to work with Zach, because I really think he's a visionary director, you know, very unique director, and I wanted to work with him.
I think it's probably his best film. How was the working relationship with him? What do you think makes him unique now that you actually work with him?
He's a lot of fun to work for. I mean, he loves what he does, and it's very infectious. And it really comes from the heart. And he's very kind and to other people, which is it's just always kind of it's inspiring to me to work with people that are, you know, a lot of people in this business are so in their own head, and he's very outgoing and friendly. Yeah.
My last 5 seconds is that you gave a tremendous performance.
Oh,
talking to you.
thank you, Mark.
Right.
Thank you.
No matter how violent, every action I take is for the greater good of my people.
My son is twice the man you are.
You're a monster, guy. I'm gonna stop you.
Déjalo en Guapa, que regresamos con más de Man of Steel y la exclusiva de Juanma con Henry Cavill.